The sun dipped behind the jagged peaks of the Rocky Mountains, casting long shadows over the rugged terrain. I parked my truck beside a narrow trail, the engine's rumble fading into the whispering wind. At 60 years old, I still sought the thrill of the wilderness. I had spent countless weekends camping, hiking, and exploring the depths of these mountains. They felt like home. As I unloaded my gear, the crisp air filled my lungs. The scent of pine and damp earth surrounded me, grounding me in a world far removed from the chaos of everyday life. I set up camp by a small stream, its gentle babbling a comforting sound. The sun's last rays flickered through the trees, and I settled down to enjoy a simple little meal. That's when I noticed him, a figure emerging from the dense woods. He was tall, with a scraggly beard and deep-set eyes that bore straight into me. I felt a shiver skitter down my spine. There was something unsettling about this guy, something that set off alarms in my mind. "Hey there," I called, forcing a smile. "You out here to get some fresh air?" He nodded, his expression unreadable. "Yeah, just passing through." His voice was gravelly, like stones grinding together. I offered him a granola bar, trying to ease the tension. He took it without a word, his fingers brushing against mine. I felt cold sweat prick at the back of my neck. There was a strange intensity in his gaze, something that made my instincts scream to run. We exchanged small talk, but my mind was elsewhere. I kept glancing at the trees, half expecting something to emerge from the shadows. There was a heaviness in the air, a silence that pressed down on me. Then, just as abruptly as he had appeared, he turned to leave. "Take care," he muttered, his figure disappearing into the underbrush. I tried to shake off the unease that clung to me. The mountains had always been my refuge, but tonight felt different. I built a fire, the flames crackling against the night stillness. As I sat there, the shadows danced around me, twisting and turning in the flickering light. Hours passed, and I finally crawled into my tent, the fabric thin against the chill. Sleep came slowly, my dreams filled with dark images and the weight of something unseen pressing down on me. At dawn, I woke to a strange sound piercing through the morning fog, a voice distant, yet close enough to grip my heart. It was frantic, desperate. I unzipped my tent and stepped outside, the world starkly bright against the shadows of the light. The air was thick with tension. I followed the sound, my heart racing. As I moved deeper into the woods, I stumbled upon a clearing. There, among the trees, lay a body. My breath caught in my throat. A man sprawled on the ground, blood pooling around him. I froze, a wave of nausea washing over me. I turned to run, but stopped short when I saw him. The man from last night. He stood at the edge of the clearing, a twisted smile on his face. "Did you find him?" he asked, voice low and taunting. I stumbled backwards, panic clawing at my throat. I turned, sprinting blindly through the trees, branches whipping at my face. I could hear him behind me, laughter echoing through the woods. The wilderness, once a sanctuary, felt like a labyrinth, each turn leading me deeper and deeper into darkness. I burst out onto a small plateau, the mountains rising sharply around me. I scanned the area for an escape, but dread pulled in my stomach. The sky overhead darkened ominously, clouds swirling as if they were alive. "Why run?" he called out, his tone chilling. "You could have just stayed and shared a drink with me." I stumbled back, my foot catching on a root. I fell, scrambling to regain my footing. There was no time to think, only to act. I sprinted towards a rocky outcrop, hoping for a safe spot to hide. The laughter faded, replaced by the sound of my own ragged breath. I pressed my back against the cold stones, eyes darting for any sign of him. but the mountains were silent once again, as if they had swallowed him whole. Minutes felt like hours. The weight of the night's events bore down on me. Was he gone? Or was he watching, waiting for me to let my guard down? I peered around the boulder, straining to hear anything. Footsteps, the snap of a twig, any noise at all. But I got nothing, just the wind whispering through the pines. Dread coiled up in my stomach. I couldn't shake the feeling that I wasn't alone. The mountains, my refuge, now felt like a trap. As I took a cautious step forward, I caught a glimpse of movement in the trees. My heart raced. Was it him? The uncertainty hung thick in the air. A question lingered in my mind. How many others had crossed his path before me? How many had met the same fate as the man back there in the clearing? I took a deep breath, weighing my options. The mountains were beautiful, wild, and deadly. I had come seeking adventure, but I found something else entirely. Something that would haunt my thoughts long after I stumbled back to civilization. And as I turned to run, the wind whispered secrets through the trees. A chilling reminder that the danger wasn't just in the shadows. It was everywhere, lurking beneath the surface of the unknown, waiting for the next unwitting traveler to cross its path.